How's it going? Mansmar here. Uh, give a couple of minutes for people to come in so that way we can discuss this very important topic. Hold on a second. Make sure you hit the like button upon coming in. Um, YouTube Studio. Content. Live. Title. Oh, man, I didn't put a space there either. All right, got the title right. Should be updating shortly. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. I want to thank you guys for coming through. What's going on, XP? What's going on, Garfield Lawson? Little Rock, K. Diggy, Running on Sun, Cynical One, Black Curls. Man, look, I switched my CL from like Mississippi to like Colorado. Dude, I think I walked in there and I bombed the DL test like fucking 5 days in a fucking row, bro. 5 days in a row, and then I had to pick up the book and actually study this shit. So yeah, I get it. It's called spiritualogical. It's called cynical one. All right, so let's get this show under the record. Now here's criticism a lot. The B.A.N.osphere is not equal to the Blackmanosphere. Okay, you came here to hang out. If the only thing you do is get your shit off about women, you can't keep women name out your fucking mouth for any reason. You want to go chase down and saber rattle with feminists. You want to hang out with street dudes online. You want to hang out, period, online. All of that stuff is not what the Black Manosphere was created for. And yeah, there was something wrong with a lot of these people before they even came into the Black Manosphere. So, how does a space like this turn into an actual breeding ground for a whole bunch of people who just don't have their stuff together in general? Yeah, not having any rules. Not having any rules allow people to come in, make an audience, not serve any purpose, try to pander toward least common denominator. Like, none of this stuff makes any sense. I mean, most of these dudes are just Bravo Alpha Novembers. Here's the thing. If you can't control yourself around women, because if you do shit with women online, you're going to get exposed. As soon as that shit don't work out. There has never not been a time where that has happened. To people moving in with each other, to people sending each other in passing. But you have to understand that numbers of unprincipled people who want to hang out never turn into numbers of principled people. It never does that. Right after 9/11, start lowering the standards for the armed forces. You have people who normally would not qualify for the armed forces all of a sudden being able to qualify for it. And then they were shocked and surprised by the number of individuals that they had among their ranks. There's unsat. I mean, unsat to the point to where you have to lower the actual standard of the entire group to include these other people. Therefore, putting other people at risk because you want to bolster your numbers. Now, Profit One, most people think that, oh, well, the space was fine. Like, no, the space was never fine. Because people, like, okay, let's say that you're here, like I've been here, it'll be 9 years in January. There's progression in my content going from pointing at dating coaches that are actually the problem, start pointing at men that are actually the problem, the lack of progression that is actually a problem, the lack of picking a side that is actually a problem, the lack of organizing that's an actual problem. But not going over these issues over and over again because that's pretty dumb. At this point, we all know what this system is at this point. Nobody's stupid at this point. You have to understand that you can't just kick in the neighborhoods anymore. There's nobody around to kick it with in the neighborhoods anymore. Like having this failed man discussion, hangout conversation that used to be maligned to outside the liquor store, they brought it online because they had nobody to hang out with. Why? Because if you didn't have your stuff together and the only thing you had to do was get your ish off, nobody really wanted to talk to you because it was kind of weird to just hang out with people, whether at an establishment, just in person, and just talk about things that you just not doing. That is also correct. I seen the same thing when I was in Germany with the Southern Baptist Church. There's a chapter, and it went from saving souls to saving hoes, just like that. It went from having people play instruments to just playing R&B music before the actual service started. And they did that because they wanted to make it more appealing and more amenable to people. And I'm like, dude, this liberal Christianity shit doesn't work. I mean, there was a reason why they had Abrahamic law and they damn near killed everybody that was part of the faith because they couldn't follow simple directions. Not hard. But you have to understand that you can't really criticize the actual space itself. You can't criticize the space. You can't. Not unless you do some progressive type content. That's when you can criticize the space. So you have these people who come over, oh, the manosphere ain't this, the manosphere ain't that. It isn't what it used to be. I'm like, but y'all support all the actual people that destroy the actual concept of the space anyway. Because when they're talking about the Black Manosphere, they're not talking about my channel. They're not talking about DC Code Breakers. They're not talking about the Black Brain Trust. They're not talking about the Wacky World of O. They're not talking about the truth as I know it. They're not talking about those people. So how come you just can't have a little bit of substance and just say, okay, I don't like this person for this reason. That way, you're not blaming the entire space for something that you have a problem with. Like if you're tired of the Keisha Complaint Squad, then point out the members of the Keisha Complaint Squad because everybody don't do that type of content. I avoid that content like the plague because if I don't want to deal with uh, a certain demographic of women, I just stay the hell away from them. I don't try to go and try to negotiate and do all this other crazy shit. It just don't make any sense. Especially when you have 65-year-old dudes 1 foot in the grave and somehow still worried about where the actual replacement numbers of black people. Like, what are you talking about? We're not even doing shit with the actual numbers of people that we have here. But you have to realize, I used to think this was a young person thing, but it's not a young person thing. This whole idea that you're not going to uphold any standards and somehow things are going to get better. I want to see that Venn diagram. I want to see that flow chart where that stuff actually does get better. But that's what I'm saying. Like you just can't say, you know what? I don't like Obsidian. You can't say that shit. Why? Your ass is over there watching Obsidian every day. Now I don't think there's anything wrong with Obsidian, but at the end of the day, if you have direct complaints about this space, you should take it to the people that you have a direct problem with. Okay, you don't like Edward. Okay, great. Take it to Edward. Edward doesn't care. You know, some crash car shit. But that's where we at. Like people think that the number of people that misleading insulates them from their overall responsibility. It doesn't. This is why you have to separate people who are from the black manosphere from everybody else. And yes, law enforcement has reached out to me more than a couple of times to talk about this issue and problem. I proactively went out to them, oh damn this, to talk about this issue that they don't know shit about. I'm like, look, this is what you don't like. I'm the president of the space. This space right here. You have a problem, you come to me. I'm coming to you, you come to me. And in the day, productivity shouldn't even be all that type of a problem. But when you got people who talk about women and all that kind of other stuff, gaslighting these sexless men and giving them some level of relevance to turn their complaints about a lack of success in real life that they're just turning into complaints about women, that's a problem. And I don't think that these people create platforms for that. Is there a way to actually discuss these things? Yeah. But at the end of the day, they did not make this actual platform for you to just come up here and run up the quote unquote bag off of sexless men. The same people who do all this super chatting are not investing in themselves. The same people who are sitting back learning about blackness are not learning about their local shit that's going on inside their community. I have enjoyed my time here. Let me tell you. Because I don't have any problems with these people outside of the space. Period. I believe in disowning people. I believe in throwing people away. I believe in not giving people second chances. I believe in all that shit. I believe in zero tolerance. But they're too stupid to figure out that the people who are actually doing it to them ain't really messing with the women that they claim they are anyway. So it's nothing but bitch nigga fan fiction at that point. Because everybody's getting laid, but everybody got complaints about the same woman. And everybody have all night live streams during the chasing women hours, right? Everybody's doing well with women, but everybody got the same complaints about the same women. Like the shit doesn't make no sense. But at the end of the day, they wanted to cover the entire black manosphere with these lost boys who are created in large numbers. They're deliberately trying to poison the space. Deliberately. Because every time one of these wannabe Black Manosphere motherfuckers open their mouth on some Black Manosphere or the weak shit, it's always centered around some fucking bullshit complaining about fucking women. Like that bullshit conversation about politics that they had on the Roger Report. This is what I mean, man. Like, bro, blows the fucking mind. It doesn't really require all this focus and all this control. But then again, this type of complaint has separated people from productive people. That's what it has done. It has separated productive people from unproductive people. And that's always been the fight within this space. They want to drag the conversation back to the woman because they can't participate in society unless the complaints about her. All right, so here's the thing, man. If you have your shit together, you're truly not worried about what women are actually doing with their time. Yeah, I work with women. I work with women all the time. Guess what? I can still find women to work with. Damn near anywhere. I walk in with the tangibles and a plan and let them know that I'm already off the market and don't ever bring up their relationship around me for any fucking reason. Because you're not going to like the reaction that you're going to get when you do so. Hey, we organize shit and we get their people, I get my people. We come together. We make sure there ain't no relations going on or no fraternizing between this group because it's a business relationship. And you get on about your business. Not hard. The problem is they want the outcomes. And I'm talking about the manosphere, not the Black Manosphere. The Black Manosphere don't hate women, can actually work with women, can actually be on the panel without trying to troll and them try to answer for shit every other woman have ever done society to them. That's what I'm talking about. Like it's like they want the outcomes that the women have politically without doing the work. The manosphere have a lot of time to fill. Remember, when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, when you're not organizing the way that you're supposed to organize, you got a lot of time to fill. You got a lot of time to fill when you're not following what everybody else is following in society. You have a lot of time to fill. You have a lot of time to fill if you want to reminisce about women that you're not even being with. You got a lot of time to fill because the things that you're supposed to be doing are not really that hard. These things are not that hard. Yeah, you're gonna have to choose from a different inventory that has less wear and tear and damage on them. I'm sorry, these women getting accessed by dudes way older than the actual inventory. Just as yes, I've seen it myself. These Generation X women was all up in the boomer pile in high school. You know what? I ain't saying nothing about it. I couldn't do anything about it. I'm not gonna focus on it. I'm not gonna concentrate on it. I'm not gonna legislate my life by it. But at the end of the day, I know what happened. So there ain't no need coming around trying to play this community minded shit and how you give a shit about the outcome of kids and man, stop this shit. You pick animalistic tendencies, you get animalistic outcomes. And I don't care. And you're not supposed to care. At the end of the day, you have a responsibility to fix your own stuff, no one else's. Once these people start talking in these possessive pronouns, our women, our people, full of shit, never done anything. There's too much money on the table if you actually cared about these people. There's too much nonprofit money on the table. If you actually wanted to set something up in the natural community to actually help broken boys do something, dude, there's too much money out there. And you ain't got to do shit for blacks. You could go to the trailer park or over there in the Latino area, and you can see nearly the same shit because it's the same culture. It just hits a little bit differently, but it's all the same. And depending on who the clientele is how they address the problem. The same way that they looked at crackheads one way in the 1980s, but they look at these opioid epidemic people very differently based on who the clientele is. Not really that hard. Just because your numbers are large, just because you're fucking useless, doesn't mean that people are going to care more for you. That's not how that works. You're going to have to provide a service that people actually need. There's too many people retiring from nursing. Too many people not even who don't even have a CDL. Too many people not even with the HVAC shit. It's too many people needed to be a dental tech. Too many. There's no reason to be talking about having access to minimum wage jobs. I'm never gonna fight for anything like that. I'm gonna fight for the fact that they're gonna be treated fairly while they're at work. But trying to make sure that you exclusively have rights to minimum wage labor, man, get the fuck out of here with that. No, 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 no. You got to set your sights a little bit higher than that, and you got to participate in the system like everybody else. You got to take a side. You got to read. You got to do research, and you got to know shit. And you got to not present yourself like a damn fool when you go places. Like none of this stuff is really all that hard. But see, a lot of people want to do this stuff their own way when it don't work. I've never heard somebody like play back my live stream unless they're trying to take the shit out of context. You don't have it happen. You want to know why? People don't do analysis. They just present narratives, walk away, present narratives, get their stuff off, move on to something else. Yeah, but it's a lot of bullshit artists that really made it hard to. That's actually based on something. 12 something years ago when I was in IT, when they was paying like stupid money for just knowing hardware. And that's before the stupid money that they was doing before, software and software testing. There's a lot of BS artists that messed that up for a lot of people. A lot of them. But then you got to loop around and find another way into IT and then come back to the programming piece. Like me, I started with the database shit and then I just went on to other things, became a project manager. Even though that's where I ended up, that's not where I wanted to be. So I wasn't in the field anymore. Happens, moved on to somewhere else, transferred my skills to somewhere else, did very well. You still got to keep going. You can't just say I can't get in entry level here. Shit, you can get in entry level with something. That's why people are not really descriptive about what they don't like about the actual space. It's always the space they need to actually do something for you. It ain't it ain't the fact that you need to do something for space. Correct. I knew that this day was coming. I knew that day was gonna come. I knew that day was gonna come when people was gonna try to keep Azrael and the day worker their way into these organizations, end up embarrassing the hell out of hiring managers, all that kind of shit, try to give people a chance. And it just came down to the point where they're just gonna start dealing with people who straight up got experience. And that's exactly the way that it went. I said, look, have both. Most of the companies I worked at, they had a very nice tuition reimbursement system that nobody literally took advantage of. Nobody took advantage of that tuition reimbursement. None of them. But that's where we at. But these people are going to keep trying to sabotage the actual space, and they can only do that because they're here to make money off of these problems. They're not here to solve any of these problems. These problems are too easily solved. And guess what? This is not an external problem that needs to be solved. Oh no, most people at Amazon don't even know about free CDL training at Amazon. And even though it is free and they will teach you how to drive in Amazon, nobody take that shit up. No, don't nobody take up that shit. Dude, that should be offered left and right to these people. Hey, you want to learn how to drive truck? We can train you. They don't do it. Crazy. But at the end of the day, it's only a reflection of the shit that you haven't done. Yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They will offer your ass a training program to get right in that truck and drive for Amazon. They love having their own drivers. It's just that don't nobody who works on the line want to get in the truck. FedEx and UPS does the same shit. They always take their package handlers and put them in trucks. I got family who actually work for both. They start off at package handler, and I'm talking about men and women, young and old. And they went from that package handler. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Most like I know the community college of Aurora is teaching classes for like CDL and all that shit. All paid for by the Arapahoe County. You know how many people show up? Not that many. But the immigrants show up and then they complain when the immigrants get the fucking jobs. Like, bro, like, listen, if you ain't complaining about HB1 visas, man, like I don't know what all this immigration talk is about. But you got all this time to be focused on not getting your shit together, though. That's what I don't get. Because now we're in crunch time right now, where the people who are doing the most complaining are the people who haven't really done anything. And I find that kind of odd. The main people complaining about women just really ain't got their shit together. Period. No way, shape, form, or fashion. They do it all the time, XC. I'm telling you, they do it all the time. So now you have to ask yourself, how come you don't have a viable career field? This is why I don't have entertainers anywhere around me, man. Because entertainers have to cannibalize people in order to keep their shit going. And they don't mind putting your personal business out there, out in the streets for no reason. Because why? To them, it's no content. Screwing over you, that's content. Waiting on you to forgive him, that's content. Going through this whole arc that you don't need to go through, to them, that's content. You can't keep being around people who are not serious about stuff. You got to ask yourself. Don't tell me that you've been here all this time and you got all this manosphere dogma coming out of your mouth and you really ain't leveled up in your real life. Please tell me that that's the case. You know everything about women that you obviously don't want to deal with, but you really ain't got your stuff together? Yeah, the trainers get paid a lot of money. The trainers get paid a lot of money. Or at least they used to 5 years ago. Yep. Hey, the same thing happened with the post office. Don't nobody want to get a CDL working at the post office? Those people would sit there and they will work at the lowest end job for the rest of their life. They don't even want 20 to 25,000 more dollars to go through a CDL training program. Most of them barely don't even want to work a forklift. Again, you got to show some level of progression in this piece if you actually want to stay relevant in society. Yeah, but you got to understand, man, they got everything else to comment on and not real shit. But hey, those people want to be played for a fool, that's on them. You let them complain about things that don't matter. You let them stay over there. Because they don't start cleaning up this space, man. Law enforcement gonna come in here and gonna start cleaning up this space. A lot of people don't understand, man. This shit is straight up racketeering, bro. Like you can't be running some fake ass operation online under the guise of thinking that you helping men. This shit is called racketeering. You need to understand what the term is, what the definition of the term is. That's a real fucking crime. Collecting money for a fake ass cause, that's a real fucking crime. Especially when you have no education, that's a real fucking crime, bro. Seriously. Think about it. The manosphere has done nothing but like awaken more women to how many options that they have more than the men did. The manosphere actually did that. The manosphere gave women exactly what they wanted: more power and infinite access to dick and attention. Man, look. I mean, most of that shit is data manipulation at this point. Most of it's data manipulation. It's not no real popularity. But at the end of the day, it's the clientele that's the problem, though. But at the end of the day, you can't be on here trying to dress up your actual failures as a success piece. They did. A lot of people get extremely mad when I say the women should run the red pill because women are actually trying to get their homegirls off the market. But don't nobody want to debate the issue. No one wants to debate the issue because they're too stupid to fucking debate the fucking issue. It's very clear. Women want you to stop complaining about other women, even if they have to give you a woman of suspect quality for you to deal with. Men are not trying to get you to interact with women in the same pool to where they're at. They're not trying to give you the tips and tricks on what they're actually doing inside of the same marketplace so that way you can be more successful than them. They're not trying to do this shit. When was the last time you seen a lawyer give pointers to another lawyer in a court case? You don't see this shit. You're on one team, they're on the other team. It's either you prepare for the actual situation or you're going to get rolled over. That's all it is. It's not that hard. But at the end of the day, the same man who will not invest in themselves won't even bother going to Skillshare or any of these other places where you can pick up skills very cheaply, won't even bother investing in themselves. But they got a lot of shit to get off their chest about women. It just doesn't make any sense. When people complain about the actual space, they never there is never no going into detail. There's never no going into detail. And there's never no open dialogue. So let's say that you have all these problems with the quote unquote space. You don't name drop. You don't pull up on panels. You don't offer any value. You support most, if not all, the people who are a problem. All these things are the case. And just because you are a black man who's out of pocket doesn't mean that you're fucking manosphere. I mean, how many backward hats idiots who you see in this space? Who's trying to have a second go at high school by just discussing women online? How many dudes trying to recapture that whole high school feeling of getting some type of relevance without even trying? And they don't want to stunt on in front of broken men. But you got to ask yourself, well, whose fault is that? Ooh, the Blackmanosphere is a terrorist organization. Man, what the fuck are you talking about? Again, arguing with feminists, that's a you problem. Everybody ain't got a problem with that. That's a you problem. I don't think black men need to vent at all. No, sir. Black men need to take some action, just like every other group of people. This stuff ain't gonna fix itself. You gotta take action in order for shit to get better. I don't want these venting ass, know nothing ass dudes around me, man. 'Cause these dudes who want to vent, there's no end to venting. Oh, of course you did. Come on, Cedric Webb. Yep. These are the dudes who are in these are like, like the hood dudes who drive around with their rims and shit in front of high school dudes who are don't have any money together and shit. That's what they are. They're the hood dudes who drive around showing off shit in front of people who don't got shit. Say it again. That's what professional help is about. But if you tell your insecurities and things that you don't like to the wrong type of people, don't be shocked and surprised if they keep your ass in that circle forever. Why? That's how they got you there. To talk about things that they can't help you with. And now they're going to keep you in this circle. Yeah, that too, man. That too. Yeah, what's going on, Night Bishop? But this is currently what we are. Like, dude, there ain't nothing wrong with the Blackmanosphere. And Kevin Samuels did not, it's not Kevin Samuels' fault either. I know people want to blame him for the reason why the space went that way. Oh, hell no. Them people chose to make that type of content. Those people chose to do that shit. Like he chose to do it. You chose not to have principle. That's a choice that you made. You chose to retread the conversation. That's a choice you made. New people coming into the space, they don't mean shit. New people come into the military all the fucking time. Are they just gonna let you be on that whole shit and that hood shit just because you new to the military? No, you're gonna have to follow the rules and standards that are currently here. Yeah, that's what that does. What's the point of sending somebody through basic training if they get to keep all their shit from their previous life? What are you trying to mold these people into? Then you want the world to look at you like a victim to give you permission to be behind. Like, what kind of dumbass shit is that? I don't think that makes any sense. Like, trying to have the world look at you as a victim and weak. And this is why you feel behind. Like, that's some stupid ass shit, man. It is. It literally is. But you got to respect them as a proper businessman on their own end. Like, nah, man, bro, listen, man. Listen, man, you're on that entertainment shit, bro. Like, you got to stay over there with that. Because that entertainment shit come with a lot of uh, bending the wheel of other people so that way you can keep getting your shit off. And I don't think that's a good idea all the time. To have a whole bunch of unprincipled personnel around so that way they can keep destroying the actual concept of what the space could do. Because remember, these people took a blank slate and they supported bullshit with it. They did that on purpose. You got too many people who are too educated here for you to end up hanging out with nothing ass people online. Bro, I never understood that. We need to step back and let us lead. That shit's crazy. Corporations need to invest in us. Why? You can't even stay away from the Keisha based conversation. Yep. What you got now is Ratchet Sports Center. 24 hours a day, focusing on unfuckable women. That's just crazy. No, like what they want is they want no competition in the household. That's what they want. They want to be like, I'm a loser, and you need to let me do me, and don't hold me responsible for shit. Dudes just making themselves look weak, making themselves look weak. But that is their business. That is their business. Like broken men are they fucking business. This relationship shit is a fucking business. It is. Like other people are building construction companies and they building panels about bullshit. Like this is their business. This is their business. And they want to be respected like business people among other business people. Like, bro, ain't nobody gonna fuck around with this. Yeah, Ratchet Sports 24 hours a day of complaining about Keisha. That's what it is. And that's why I don't even criticize Obsidian. He already said he's not serious. He already said he's not here to fix shit. He's already said that he wants to be able to run up the bag the same way Oprah did. Out front and said the shit. What they get the most out of weak men? They get all this attention. They ain't got to do shit for them. They can have all the freedom that they want. Why the hell would they go for any principal man? Well, get whatever they want to out of these dumbass motherfuckers. Why would they want that? That's why I don't worry about it. I don't worry about what women choose. I don't worry about where weak men spend their motherfucking time, except for destroying our space, the manosphere. And they expect the people who actually don't do that type of content to leave. Then just leave it to them to fuck up our space. None of these people can survive a one-on-one. Talking about actual up-to-date progressive things for us, a plan and then action. They can't do nothing like that. And you know it's true because ain't nobody trying to turn their son that they give a damn about onto any of these individuals within their space. Ain't nobody bringing a son here. Ain't nobody doing that. But we want to keep up this nonsense for other people's sons, though. And here's the thing: they get all support for doing what? Destroying an actual space that was meant to help men. And guess what? They do the same show every day. Concern trolling this woman that they're not even having the access to. Actually, I disagree. The people who wanted to make the progress have already made it. The people who can't and won't make the progress are never going to do it. Because remember, you have now 60-year-olds all the way to 20-year-olds within the same space. If people wanted to actually move on to some better shit, they would have already done so already. But they can't do it. Because here's the thing. It's not even about having the answers to the questions. If you're not going to put the work in, it doesn't matter how much information you have. Listen, if you're going to refuse to put in the work, the information doesn't matter. The actual experience doesn't matter. No. It's the people who have to evolve themselves. Because what we've done is we've done a devolution of the actual space by vulcanizing the space behind deliberately marketing to broken men to actually paper over the actual space with numbers. Oh no, it evolved. It just evolved into something deliberately and on purpose because of the people who marketed for those individuals to be here. Like me, I'm a leader. I believe in throwing motherfuckers away. I believe in having these goddamn standards, and I believe in cutting people the fuck out of shit. The problem is that you can't make a space bigger than its non-functional members. If you have non-functional individuals who want to keep destroying and sabotaging the space, because when you bring up the word Blackmanosphere, they're not talking about my channel. They're talking about the Brown Lantern Corps. They're not talking about my channel. Like all these people, they put in all this shit, and then when you confront them on the fact that how come you don't know about the more positive aspects of the Black Manosphere, and they're like, well, we just focused on the people that have all the numbers, and it's like those people are not even Black Manosphere people. Those people are Black Manosphere in name only. They're not here to make shit better for people. And then it becomes their fault, and they don't want to correct their mistake because they created a whole bunch of time railing against the space and while forgetting the legitimate members. So now they have to keep being on that bullshit forever. My younger brother did the same shit. He was just working at a steel factory. He did the same shit. He was working a line for 2 years, and now he's a crane operator, making the same kind of money an hour that you was. Why? Nobody else wanted to do this shit. They offered an internship to everybody. They ain't want to take it. They rather stay at $18 an hour on that forklift. But it is an emotional high for these people, though. It is an emotional high to hang out with people. You have to understand that before the actual Black Manosphere, weird dudes had it fucking rough. Had it rough. There's nobody to hang out with. Nobody to hang out with at all. And these dudes got legitimate reasons to be pissed off and mad. They got legitimate reasons to need to get this shit off about this woman. They was raised by some of these people. Who are these problems? Yeah, man. Some of these people do that shit to themselves, though. Yep. A lot of people want them easy ass jobs, man. They don't want to start putting this shit down the way they need to. Oh, of course they did. They fought against it right in front of your face. That's why I say the actual space is actually the actual successful people in it, outside of entertainment. The people who actually took all this information, put it together, and made something of themselves, whether they had the actual background to have these actual parents or not. That's what the real space is. The real space is setting down the ground floor to, to no matter what your background is, you can pick up all this stuff very easily and turn yourself into something. That's what the real space is at. The actions people take off the information that's given. Nah, man. Every time I think I have it completed, man, it just don't sound right sometimes, man. I'm gonna get it done before the new year, though. That's 2 weeks to have this Brown Lantern core finished. Oh, finished, but yeah, that's what it is. It is simply that. That's why keeping up a narrative kind of works. The only thing you can do is just ignore reality, put your head in the sand, and just keep going. But that's what it is, though. You gotta understand. Look, man, you can't help people who come here and end up hanging out. You got people who call themselves smart. They still on 6, 7, 8, 9 hour hangouts about women, just so that way they could just be part of the conversation. Just so that way they can add something to the stupidity that's going on. Then they want to shit all over every topic. They have to create a parody of everything that works in the space. They have to. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going out of my way to grow my channel. I'm not going out of my way to grow my channel. I'm not even doing that. But there are people who are going out of their way to grow their channel with bullshit. Not with substance, with bullshit. And they want to be called manosphere while they doing it. That's something that I just got a problem with. I'm sorry, man. You're just the B.A.N.osphere. That's all it is. I guarantee you, these people had their sons and daughters. They wouldn't even let their children listen to their channels. They wouldn't do that shit. Again, if you're not direct with your criticism about the space by name, how is the space going to get better? Because the problem ain't me. It ain't me. That's that's the other insidious part of it. People are trolling for broken men. They're looking for the most broken, dumb motherfuckers around us to give them some type of relevance. They're doing that on purpose. They are doing that on purpose. Yes. I mean, they promote conservatism of conserving the system that's here. They definitely not fighting for their own power to separate. I can tell you that much. But at the end of the day, this is where we at. A lot of people want to hang out, and it's like this, man. If you put this stuff together that's already here, do you be light years among anybody in society, no matter what career field it is? 'Cause guess what? All the gangs out here. Every archetype of person that you don't need to fuck with is here. All of them here. You got the fake pro blacks, the bullshit uh credentialism niggas who got like credentials and don't use them for shit, politically ignorant people talking about things that they're not qualified about or even know about. All that shit's here. And if you can't dodge it here, how you gonna dodge it outside of here? Yeah, because the point is that their life is useless unless they have a woman to complain about. Yeah. Once you start talking to history and people can't keep up with the history is simple. There's no reason for him to to be talking this Ice Cube effect shit. There is no Ice Cube effect. He's not even here. Oh yeah, that guy's self-absorbed like a mother. That's why I don't find any reason to talk to him about anything. The moment he gets trapped in conversation, he invented the internet. He invented black problems. He was the first one to complain about shit. I mean, this is really no reason to even interact with him. No reason. But that's where we are, folks. The Manosphere is not the Blackmanosphere. So now I'm going to go to the actual media rather than just going to law enforcement itself and actually splitting these people off from the actual concept of where we're at. I agree. I agree. I agree with this too. Yep, they're the new drug dealers. The same dudes who ain't got no qualms about doing shit to these sexless, broken men in society that are finishing school for. They're like the farmer out there throwing the corn to the actual chickens and they're just picking up the corn out the field. That's what this attention bullshit is. Because at the end of the day, they have to destroy everything. They have to. That's why they want to keep covering the black manosphere and bitch talk. They have to cover the black manosphere and bitch talk and broken black men as an actual concept or construct. And this flat blackness shit, which is nothing but people who refuse to actually apply themselves to society. Yes, indeed. Those people, like what, 8, 9 years ago, was trying to ball swing on. Well, you know what? If a woman ain't tried to take you for shit, that means you ain't shit. Like, nah, bro. Nah, man. Nah, man. You're not gonna try to do that shit. You have all these fake ass wannabe street motherfuckers around this bitch. I can't stand that shit. All these dumb ass fucking dudes trying to dress up their inability to comport themselves in society with hood culture. I'm just so hood. I'm so hood that I don't understand how shit works. Bro, what the fuck are you doing here? The fuck you mean you so hood you don't understand how shit works? What? What? You don't understand how shit works? So that makes you hood? The fuck? Shit crazy, man. And they wonder why they're being lapped by these women and lapped by these other groups of people. Again, that shit sounds cool until you step outside the manosphere and bring that shit to the real world. You're gonna sound crazy than a motherfucker to anybody when you try that shit. Yeah, hiding their lack of intellectual curiosity behind some hood shit. No, fuck you. You're just a dumb motherfucker. That's what that is. You're just a dumb, stupid, ignorant motherfucker. That's what that is. There ain't nothing wrong with you at all. You know how to operate heavy machinery. You can operate a computer. Motherfucker, you want to be in these bullshit ass places, bro. That's where you want to be at. That's where you feel home at, right? So stop walking around this bitch thinking that people owe you some shit. They don't owe you anything. That's what it is. I'm so sexually compromised that I'll just go around fucking with anything just to complain about it. This shit's crazy. The only thing they're doing is just occupying the black manosphere. That's the only thing they're doing. Occupying. They're occupying the fuck out of the place. They're not trying to make shit better. They haven't increased their knowledge base at all. Yeah, but that's the thing about that hood shit, man. Like people walk around with their expectation of I'm such a bad mofo that I don't get to take consequences for what I do. In essence, they want to live like the woman that they complain about. This is why they need this wide berth whenever they go somewhere. Yep, yep. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They're making it look like they're pulled in by some type of force field into avoidable things. That's what it is. All because you want to maintain the very society that you claim that she runs. Look, man, these women wouldn't have this amount of power without these weak ass dudes. And also the other dudes who are actually selling them the actual hopelessness of thinking that shit's gonna change by just complaining about it, but by taking no action. Can't be specific about shit. Trying to keep up all these bullshit associations. Not understanding this shit is too easy to fix. Yes, yes, yes. Because if they criticize one person, immediately it's going to be brought to their attention that they're in these people's chats. But this is a socialization process. They've been wound up like a tin soldier and just let loose upon society. And these are the main dudes who want you to stop all of your progress to just let them move past you. I mean, because they hate society so much. They hate society so much that they want to actually destroy it with the very people that they know that are capable of destroying it. They're not dumb. They want to do this shit. They want to keep it broken. It is. It turns you into a functional sociopath who's inherently a threat to everything that is civilized or based. That's what it is. They're not trying to correct their own deficiencies. They want to be deficient and get paid for it. They want to be deficient and have fun with it, or at least pretend like they're deficient. Anyway, again, there's nothing wrong with the space. There's something wrong with the people that they brought in here to erase the progress that we could have made. And they did it for profit. We brought PhDs here to grift off of these dudes in their broken circumstances. That was a specific move. That's why I keep bringing it up, because the cycle's going to keep happening until you wake up and understand that, hey, man, these dudes are really building a foundation off of a bunch of broken men and trying to have these men socialize into being, guess what? Broken women. So that way they can have what? Another broken child that's not raised correctly or socialized correctly in society, and that person's going to be lost. Now that dude's going to look up to the hood persona to be his father and want to hang out. And be filled with all these insecurities that these people know that it's not going to lead that person anywhere. It's the same cycle. The same people who didn't see things work out for them are going to try to socialize other people into going into that same system, just so that way they can keep their position at the top. Not hard, very easy to see, very easy to plot, and very easy to fix. The more information you have and the more opportunity you engage in, the better off you're going to be. Now, you have to understand that that was not always the case. Wasn't always the case. But nowadays, people are just separating, getting their stuff together, and moving on. They're not even caring about what these people are failing at or how much they're failing at it. That's what I mean by The manosphere itself is an individual operation. Once you have all the information, it's an individual self-checking operation. If you put all this stuff together, you can put yourself in a pretty decent condition. But if you're never going to look at information, no matter how much information or outcomes are out there, then you're going to be forever lost. And yeah, you got to keep moving the conversation, and you have to keep raising the stakes of the conversation so that way not many people can participate. You got to do that because you can't repeat first grade forever. They do think that. Hulk, they literally do think that. They think that YouTube algorithm is the light just because it's light for some people. Well, it's 11:17, and I got a lot to do tomorrow. You know, you people want your Christmas presents, so you know how this is crunch time for people in the actual transportation industry, and that's what I've been up to, working my ass off like I normally do this time of the year. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through. And the man tomorrow, you have to understand that the Banosphere and the Black is not equal to the Blackmanosphere. Strong Terrence B. And it's up to you to do something with this information. Society don't owe you shit, and they're not gonna give you shit. The power comes from participation. And if you're not going to participate, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for coming through. Let me give myself some sleep so that way I can go ahead and get to Kansas City by Monday. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys stay productive and you guys have a nice one. Make sure you like the stream on the way out.